Hello folks, and welcome to my latest World of Warcraft challenge. This time, me and my Mythic Plus team will be picking up bolts to progress up the rankings. What is different this time though is that we're all going to be taking specs which are regarded as poor choices for Mythic Plus. So let's get started. Now, I'm no top tier player, and to be honest, none of us are claiming to be one. So we're going to explain a little bit about why some specs might be a bad choice for Mythic Plus, but overall, we're not going to go too in depth, and we might even be wrong for some of it. So if you want to know why they're bad, I'm sure there's plenty of other videos on YouTube you can look up. Here you can see a tier list for every spec in regard to every affix. Now, to understand how this tier list is set up, it looks at the top 100 runs of each dungeon, and based on how good the stores are from Raider.io, that determines your placement. Therefore, the best performing specs occur at the top and the worst performing at the bottom. Now, every spec in the game is viable to some extent, but when you are pushing the most challenging content, every little advantage you can get does help. Mythic Plus itself focuses on different things in raiding, such as speed and trash. We're going to go through all three roles here and talk about what we selected. Ultimately, each member of the team could select any role they wanted, and they had to pick a spec from the C tier or below. Starting with tanks, well, there is no C tier. So using his vast knowledge of tanks, Giron selected Protection Paladin as the most off meta. Either that or he really didn't want to play Blood or Guardian. Now, what really separates these four tanks from the top is simply a case of they aren't as good. It sounds like a cop-out, but you do want tanks capable of taking hits. Larger trash pools need to be efficient at speed, on top of having tanks that can push out damage. Overall though, tanks are such a specialised role that all of them are crafted to handle almost every form of content. They're just some are better than others. For example, comparing Warrior and Paladin, Warrior's survival is better suited for longer fights with constant damage, it deals more damage and has the mobility needed to escape melee when required. It's little bonuses that can make the difference and they all add up. Warrior's Heroic Leap and Spell Reflect just happen to be more useful than Lay on Hands or Avenger's Shield in most situations. For healing, Holy Priest languages alone at the bottom. Healing in Mythic Plus is not just a case of healing but also damage. The top specs, Resto and Holy Paladin, can effectively squeeze in damage, especially for AoE, while maintaining strong healing when required. On top of that, Holy Priest just simply doesn't have the strong cooldowns needed to cope with a dangerous pull. Ironbark and Tranquility are great, and surpass Guardian Spirit and Divine Hymn in almost every single way. Cassier, with his many ults, took the Holy Priest. Last up is DPS. As you can see by the list, melee are greatly desired. On the whole, BFA features a lot of interrupts, and melee have a far shorter cooldown on theirs. That means the more melee you bring, the more you can handle these interrupts, making group control easier and reducing incoming damage or abilities that slow down your damage. And the less damage you take, the more damage your healer can deal. To go along with this, there aren't really that many benefits to being ranged in Mythic Plus. Since most mobs tend to be stacked, the ability to hit mobs further away doesn't really come into play. Melee, by comparison, just aren't limited by their weaknesses that they traditionally have, and they often feature more mob control tools like AoE stuns that help manage packs. Still, every role has their weakest, and Shag chose Feral Druid. Feral's issues are many. Their utility tends to be focused on protecting allies, like Paladins. De-enraging and de-poisoning is good, but when the most popular healer happens to be Resto Druid, they bring all those tools too, and Feral just doesn't seem quite as viable when you compare it to Resto. And then you have to look at the juggernauts of Havoc and Outlaw. Not only do they bring unique utility, like Darkness or Shroud, they also deal great AoE damage. Feral, like its counterparts in the lower tiers, simply doesn't have the AoE capabilities needed to compete with the likes of Frost, Outlaw and Havoc. Adding to that, Feral's notoriously difficulty to play and its reliance on damage over time effect, something well known for being weaker in Mythic Plus generally, and it's easy to understand why it finds itself in the bottom. For ranged, I took Arcane Mage, and Neri, who already plays an Arcane Mage in our main group, took Marksman. Arcane and Marksman share many issues with each other, namely they simply have specs in their class that do the same, but better. For Mythic Plus, Beastmaster just does everything you want, and it doesn't have its AoE limited to the number of targets like Marksman does. For Arcane, while it can put out good numbers for both AoE and single target, it needs to talent into one or the other. Adding to that, it shares a class with the juggernaut of Fire Mage and the solid choice of Frost. It just simply cannot escape the F tier. With our specs chosen, it's time to gear up to 430 item level. While I do that, let's talk about targets. On the screen are our world rankings for each of our main specs. We're going to see at what level and how long it takes to reach those same rankings but on our lower tier ults. On top of that, we're going to be discussing what limitations we found, what we miss, and what wonderful thing we found out about the specs that competitive masses maybe overlook. How high can we go with subclass specs and a lack of class knowledge? Well, 15 seems like a good starting target. In a couple of days, including a reset, Gnora, my arcane mage, is 430. Count-wide gear, conquest farming, and world quests, trinkets get us up there. Our necklace is level 75, which means 4 essences, even if most of them are still a little weak. I start spending all those echoes to grab the strongest rank 3s, and we also work towards a cloak, trying to push through visions so we can find good gear and corruptions before we tackle our first dungeon. Now 430 is pretty high item level, but we want it to be roughly equal. The first run, even as a base, still shows us that we have a way to go. It might actually be called Cleanse. Or do you mean the De-Enraged Soothe?
Where the fuck is my mitigation? Oh yeah, Soothe.
Yep.
I have no fucking idea where all my buttons are.
You just.
I don't know how to do anything.
Oh.
Nice one, Carrie.
Also, you'll be glad to know that I only have one corruption piece, and it's rank 3 Twilight Devastation.
Amazing.
I don't know how to play Hunter.
Oh, the Arcane Mage top DPS, so nerf Arcane.
Yeah, I think the Arcane Mage. Yeah, but he ran out of mana as well.
Doesn't matter if you're out of mana at the end of the fight. It's just like a healer in that sense, Carrie. You know what? We're pulling more. Pretty sure we need a challenge.
That's good because I've got a laser. What number of enemies should I be aiming at?
3 or more.
Yes.
I'm not even going to bother getting shitty about kicks because I'm pretty sure everyone's still figuring out their keybinds.
My keybind for interrupt is the same on all my characters, so that's easy.
So is
yeah,
mine. And then on healers, it's the dispel instead of the interrupt because, and then I don't know what happens if I play a shaman. That's why I don't play a shaman. It's because I need the keybind for both.
I just forgot to multi-shot before rapid fire.
I just forgot that I had a focus in Iris.
It's going great so far, isn't it, guys?
No, I don't. I'm running something else.
Oh, I didn't. I'm terrible at using arcane power during trash. I feel like Neri.
Hey!
I mean, come on, that's literally what you always say.
I know,
But don't need to call me out like this. That's not what I sound like, Garand.
it's not.
Right, Kashi has been conditioned here to expect the tank to require no healing, so you better oblige, John.
Honestly, I'm a prop paladin, so I'm pretty sure I can do the exact same shit I do on a warrior.
Probably, to be fair.
Oh my word, I keep using arcane. Why do I use arcane after I've used arcane barrage?
You're supposed to.
What? I thought it did more damage the more charges you
Harry,
had.
no, that's the builder.
Oh, what? Oh, it grants arcane charges. Oh, I've been doing it right, and I thought I'd been doing it wrong.
This is such a great series already. Oh, goddamn, I've been doing so much things wrong, but that's the right way to do it.
I see absolute despair in my voice. Just Carrie, that's a builder.
No wonder I sometimes have a huge amount of arcane charges that I wasn't aware I had.
Yeah, I wonder where they came from.
You might be F tier on the charts, but you're D tier on our.
When am I
Detail.
time warping?
Not yet, because we still have a 3-minute debuff.
Oh yeah, whoops. just looked at the cooldown of the ability.
I was like, Carrie? Hello?
This is so fun.
It is. It already is.
I can move and shoot.
Yoink.
Modern technology is amazing.
Oh yeah, I forgot there's ads to kill.
Carrie, famous DPS player. Ah, fuck me, my fucking Captain America shield fucked us up.
I put rapid fire before double tap again.
Ouch. But at least you didn't do the silly thing of orbing after barrage
I just thought of that.
like a
Makes me wanna cry.
garbage player.
Well, you just do what I do and just use a raid cooldown by accident.
Oh, it is.
I'm so jealous of Minion's cat form. It's the one advantage Feral has got over Feral Affinity.
The one advantage, eh?
Yeah,
literally
only one.
the one advantage.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no! The damage! Oh no! Can't manage! Oh no!
There's a mob up there. Did you know that, guys?
We did, yeah.
Okay. I pulled it with Arcane Orb. Is that what I meant to say, Neri?
Welcome to the club. You're officially initiated now. Except Garon didn't yell at you. Probably because you've only been playing the spec for 4 minutes and I've been playing it for 4 patches.
No, I actually just body pulled it. I can't believe that.
Top 10 carry betrayals.
Do this, and then I do this. And then that. Okay.
Okay, I want to roll back. I don't have Reflect anymore and it's horrible. I feel naked without my Reflect, guys.
I think Shag's the one who's in pain the most. You can't double jump.
Oh, yeah. I can, however, Stone Form this. Oh, wait, no, wrong ability. Back! I just wasted Stone Form.
No matter how many times
Yay!
Neri tells me not to use arcane missiles during arcane power, but it's impossible not to.
You get used to it.
Ah, fuck. I got the fire on me for some reason.
It's like John's gonna have to work for a living.
Yeah, finally have to do something interesting on this fight. Like kill the boss before I actually have to use it. Oh,
Well, there's a headpiece, not a thing.
I
but-
also got shoulders, which I needed, so that's fine.
Thanks to previous runs on his priest, Cartier ends up with a Workshop 3 key. What do we expect though from our first Mythic Plus? Well, 3 chesting is the target.
I keep trying to push my Fell Rush thingy to gather fury. It doesn't work.
I miss heroically.
I miss wings.
I miss my many movement speed increasing abilities.
I mean, I have wings, so I don't have to miss wings. Okay, I will admit one thing I do like about Paladin that I don't have on my warrior is the ability to do some level of damage from range. Hey, Neri.
What?
Look, I'm a caster.
You can attack him now.
Balance affinity, yeah.
Don't ruin my caster's experience.
I mean, you can go balance if you want. But Neri, you looking forward to doing the pack in front of the last boss? Yes, we have to do it!
Excuse you, fuck. I have to heal it.
You know, the real prop paladin experience would be me thinking that Blessing of Protection is a full immunity. And just popping it randomly on magic damage. Like, you're not a real prop paladin if you're not doing that. You're not a real arcane mage if you're not running in, popping laser to kill everything before I get aggro. Well done, Carrie. part of the club now.
I'm so proud of you, my son.
Wow!
I wasn't aware this place had a different route when you run with the ults.
Nice going, Neri.
Why
Costing us
did
5
you
seconds
help
off the timer there.
Oh, shut up.
Also, I also really miss Leap for this bit. Like, holy shit.
Seriously, guys. Ah!
Ha!
Oh my god. I don't know where all my skills between this place went.
Wait, you had them?
Yeah,
Oh, look, the
son!
button's here.
What, how did the priest get here first?
Because I know how the fucking
was-
play.
I was there, and then I thought it was funny to jump off like that.
You
I
thought it
actually
was
want
fun,
to go again.
Very on brand for Ninden, to be fair.
Like, ooh, that was fun. Let's do it again.
I accidentally pulled Mechagon Citizens.
Upsets me.
Crime against humanity.
It's okay, we can
It's a
use
fucking-
those pillars to ignore them, right?
Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha ha ha!
Slowly getting better at this weird AoE rotation. It's weird to have a rotation for AoE. There's push orb.
Imagine having more than 2 buttons.
I know!
Preposterous.
I feel just like a resto druid on AoE. Sunfire and swipe.
The absolute luxury of just moving through your rotation is crazy.
Are you appreciating it?
Yes.
Of
Haha.
course you're not, Carrie.
How does it feel playing the most mobile mage? Oh wait,
For Zip Soup, it is!
All you have to do is proc.
As opposed to Zoop Zoop, keep in mind.
Yeah. I don't know what
all you
get
have to do is
hang on
proc
now.
arcane missiles at the right time, and you're fine. Wait, how do you do your AoE rotation when you have the arcane orb? When you have the shadow corruption eye attacking you?
You hope your healer likes you.
I don't.
It was then he moved out. Damn it! I pressed arcane missile, then went to not press it, but it was too late. I'd already pressed it.
I just went to not press it.
Well, it's like I put my finger on it, and then I sort of lifted it off very quickly.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
I think Chelsea might be a bit annoyed at how much I'm getting hit by the.
I'm just annoyed.
Cars are just annoyed in general, like, healer is a natural role for them.
I'm pissed off of all of you already. From making me do things.
I'm so bad at this class.
I'm so bad at this game.
I mean, that's why we're doing this, right? To prove how amazing we.
Prove how amazing we are to the world.
Yeah, we're playing specs that we don't usually play, which are dog shit at what they're supposed to be doing.
Only 2 enemies, right? Ugh. Hate it. Downvoted.
Yeah, wow, thanks. Uninstall.
It's just weird to not be able to AoE at all. Like, I have no cleave or anything. Starting to see why the spec is not good.
Starting to appreciate what we do have. Neri coming from F tier spec to another F tier spec.
Yeah, it sounds like this
The
F tier spec's better than the
easiest
other
thing
F tier
overall.
spec, to be honest.
I wasn't healing, then a squirrel happened.
And Guardian.
I love spell stealing this shield. I hope that Cassia also appreciates it.
I haven't even known.
There are way funnier things to spell steal.
Oh,
you should
sure there
spell steal in
I
King's
just went to
Rest.
res. I just I just went to the rest key and ended up clicking food. Oh damn it, I was hoping I could... I was like, oh, I can just evocate during this phase. Nope.
At least you didn't start an evocation and then got stunned.
Yeah.
Imagine that, hero. Obviously.
What does the freedom do, by the way, German?
I was mostly looking, to be honest. I was hoping it might do something against the pullback.
Oh, okay.
Which it obviously did not. Oh boy, an upgrade.
Okay, pants.
Wow.
4 seconds to spare, and we 3-chest it. With a run on board, we can add the alt's world rankings and start to compare. Here we can already see some specs being more popular than others. I was pretty surprised to see Marksman so unpopular, to be honest, compared to Arcane, but we'll see how things change as we move on up. Arcane is one of the burstiest specs out there, so while mobs fall over, it's really easy for a novice, like me, to put out the damage. Once we get higher up though, and busters tend to last longer, I'll have to manage my mana a bit better, I think. My Arcane Mage looks like it might be the first to overtake my Druid's ranking, but Shigirian's Demon Hunter is so popular that I can see the Feral Druid catching it up as well. Next week, we're going to start pushing up our first week of keys, and see whether we can make our way to level 10 and the Awakened Affix, so we can start forming proper routes, and, come across some real hurdles. That is, unless we find some first. Till then, have fun, and thanks for watching.